Raw and Real, giving you the new spiel. All right, today I want to discuss with you guys about old school era versus new school era and the different dynamics on how that play in today's reasons why we don't get to see some of the fights that we want to see. Now, back in the old school days, it was more about legacy, about being the best, and about becoming great at all costs. And and it was just about putting the best against the best and see who comes out on top. As you know, like the four horsemen, like Duran, Hearns, Leonard, and Hagler. All those guys fought against each other. All those guys wanted to prove that they were the best in their era. It wasn't about money. It was more so about legacy and being the man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was about in that era. Even though back in those days, we still got some fights that we didn't get a chance to see. I mean, I would have loved to see Sugar Ray Leonard and Aaron Pryor. A great fight that never got made. I would have loved to see Tyson and Tommy Morrison before Tommy Morrison got clipped and lost the fight beforehand. I also would have loved to see Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. Two big men going at it at that time. Another fight we didn't get a chance to see. But those are some fights that we didn't get a chance to see, but it wasn't due to money. You see what I'm saying? It was a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but I'm almost certain it wasn't about money. Because back then, those fighters had a different mindset. They knew the money was going to be there. They just want the fight. And if the money wasn't there at that particular fight, they knew if they get the dub, it'd be there the next fight. So it was more so about legacy and just being the best, showing the world who's the best. If you're a world champion, you want to leave no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And so now we fast forward to today's time. Today's time, these young cats, they ain't holding back, man. They want all the smoke. They want all the belts. You know what I'm saying? And some of the reasons why the fights don't get made is because fighters are now / businessmen. Back then, you had a promoter. Now fighters got their own promotional companies. Don King was running things back then, along with Bob Arum but now fighters, they making enough money to where they starting their own promotional company and start promoting themselves. So a lot of aspects of the game that we don't see, they're trying to, it's kind of like, remember in the music industry, everybody's dream was, as an artist, was to get signed. That's not the case no more. Everybody's got their own record companies now. The individual record companies. So everybody's turning that leaf and becoming more businessmen and in control of their own destiny, so to speak, far as, just being under somebody and doing what they say. And that's one of the reasons why we can't get some of the big fights we want today. Some fighters are pricing themselves out. And some fighters trying to be businessmen and really don't know how to be businessmen. That's a big part of it. Now, you have an undisputed champion in Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? But you also have other fighters that potentially make more money than Haney, even though he's the man. No doubt, he got all the belts. You can't deny that. But then there's other fighters that make more money than him. So belts are one thing, revenue is another. And to me, this is one of the biggest reasons why we can't get the fights we want as of today. Yesteryear, we got those fights. Fighters' mentality back then was different. Put them in front of me, I'm going to beat them. I'm going to beat whoever they put in front of me. That's the mentality of a fighter. Today's era a little different. It's all about fight build-up, trying to maximize your dollars, trying to maximize, the build-up, and then the fight turns out and be a dud, or it wasn't what everybody thought it was going to be. So the build-up, far as the fans is concerned, it's like it was bullshit. You charging me this for that? You charging me this far as pay-per-view for that? And it wasn't, and kind of let people down. We got to get back to yesteryear, y'all. Put the best to the best, and king of the mountain, whoever at the king of the mountain, that's the man. The money is already going to be there. You just got to flip the switch and change the mentality on how we think. Fighters are becoming more businessmen because they feel like they take all the risks. Why shouldn't they get the lion's share of the purse? Why pay these promoters? Which is understandable. Very understandable. But the reality of it is we don't get them super fights that we want. Yeah, we want to see the Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. We wanted to see the Wilder and Joshua. But they both took L's because the fights was never made when they were supposed to. And those fights never came into fruition. Fighters be fighters. Be smart, but be fighters. Peace.